You're listening to
आप सुन रहे हैं
तुम सुनो था
നിങ്ങൾ കേൾക്കുന്നത്
ನೀವು ಕೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ
Radio Azim Premji University.
Sutradhar, what's so special about textiles, huh?
सो स्पेशल। तो सुनो, कपड़ा, टाका, सुई और धागा, हाथ की सफाई, अ ब्यूटीफुल हिस्टोरिकल सागा। घरों में चरखा, दिलों में चरखा, कवि की कविताओं में चरखे की चर्चा। घर चलाने के लिए या याद में मन बहलाने के लिए चलता था चरखा।
Textiles and weaving has been an integral part of our history. The Sone Ki Chidiya was indeed draped in the 5,000-year-old history of textiles in India. What a glorious past it was.
अरे चेहरे पे ये हताशा क्यों? अरे कुछ खास नहीं बदला है भाई, just the problems are new. पर नई समस्याओं के नए समाधान, हस्तकला और धागा इसमें भी है प्रधान। आओ दिखाऊं तुम्हें स्टोरी ऑफ एम्पावरमेंट थ्रू टेक्सटाइल एंड डिजाइन। अरे बस कुछ दशक पहले की ही बात है, नॉट वे टू डाउन द लाइन। कालूर में आया तूफान था, घबराया हर इंसान था। घर बार सब छीन लिए इसने, जीविका को दहलाया था।
ಕೊಡಗುವಲ್ಲಿ ಮಳೆ ದೊಡ್ಡ ವಿಷಯ ಅಲ್ಲ. Kalur was not new to heavy Kodagu rains.
Kodagu is the birthplace of the river Kaveri, a small, beautiful district that receives plenty of rain, even in a normal year. This year wasn't normal, and the excess rainfall has caused devastation.
ಕೊಡಗಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಭಾರಿ ಮಳೆ ಹಾಗೂ ಮಣ್ಣು ಕುಸಿತದಿಂದ ಮಾದಾಪುರದ ಇಗ್ಗೋಡ್ಲು ಗ್ರಾಮ ಕೊಚ್ಚಿ ಹೋಗಿದೆ. 30 ಮನೆಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಾ ಇರುವುದು.
It was after all very common. But when I think about that fateful night in August 2018, I'm gripped with fear. The constant heavy rains sure worried us, but nothing could prepare us for what was to come. Before we knew it, everything that was ours was gone. The flood washed away our homes, our belongings, our farmlands, our livelihood, and our people. Of those of us who survived, we were taken to the relief camps set up in all kinds of places. Mosques, temples, hospitals, schools, colleges. We were gathered in a temple in Kaluru and we sat there awaiting our fate and future. It was during one of these days of waiting that something unexpected took place. The Bharatiya Vidyabhavan Madikeri Kendra, a social organization, rose to the occasion during those difficult times. At first, most of us were very hesitant, but the organization provided us with opportunities, a chance to step out of this calamity. But this hesitation went away, leading to a new beginning. I began the journey along with 64 other women. There were courses in food processing and tailoring, but I liked tailoring the most. To sew my way through life was something that I looked forward to. So when the tailoring unit was set up with sewing machines and all the required facilities, I was the first one there, eager to learn. I had minimal experience with a thread and a needle, onderedu button fix madak bartittu ashte. This was completely different. I learnt about the various patterns and terms there was to tailoring and the discipline it required. Time passed and soon sewing came as naturally to me as rain was to the earth, as the sun was to its passing. The floods passed and it was soon time to go back to reality. Yet it was not as dreadful as I once imagined. Loss was a constant stain of a life once lived and now left behind. I choose to embrace it. Now I sew for myself to earn a living and to step out to the world. With my head held high, I walk the lands of Kaluru, once destroyed by the hardships of a calamity, now sewn together by the kinship of loss, rehabilitation, and a better future. Thus begins my story. Now I sew for everyone I have lost and dedicate a stitch to each of them.
वहीं हैदराबाद में बेरोजगारी का खड़ा पहाड़ है। घर की हालत देख एक बच्ची ने लगाई गुहार है।
Mayami is my favorite person in the world, and it used to hurt me to see her stressed. Urban poverty is all around us. Sometimes we didn't have money to buy ration also. Ammi wanted to work and be self-dependent, but all she knew was hand embroidery. Back then, we didn't know that this could make life less stressful because now she has work to do. So, when she asked me if I wanted to go and see her workspace, I was more than excited to go. We rode down the bumpy gullies of Hyderabad to arrive at her workstation. I saw a big board that read Kritikala. It was established in 2009, it said. I was so excited to see the place, but as I entered, the room so small with not much space to jump around in. I think my picnic could wait. Just like Ammi, I saw a bunch of aunties working with a needle and a thread. And they were all on this embroidery hoop. There were these sounds of continuous stitching mixed with the collective laughter of a tight-knit community. It was nice. Ammi sat down rather quickly, knowing well that I would trail her. She collected all her materials and within minutes, nestled herself to start her day of work. "Ye to bas ek workshop hai," she said, where they learn the skills to become even better at their work. But I thought she was already great at what she did. Every stitch was so precise. She had no regard for the fact that it was peak summer or even the smell of mangoes from the carton next to her. I didn't want to sit next to her the whole time. It was a little boring, na? So I went across the store to find new things that I liked. When I walked past all these busy people, I reached a new room and they had ikkat and kalamkari that reached the ceiling. There were things like pencil pouches, dresses, bags, everything. I wanted everything, but I had to go home also. Kritikala has been empowering women with resources and opportunities for more than a decade now. This has helped them to sustain themselves along with their families. Not only that, they're also carrying the art forms with them, and I really wish to see the coming generations taking it forward.
निस्वार्थ भाव से जिसने ग्रामीण विकास में जीवन लगाया था, कारीगरों की मदद करने के लिए एक कंपनी बनाने की सोची तो लोन के लिए गिरवी रखने के लिए कुछ हाथ ना उसके आया था। आखिरकार संघर्ष का ही रास्ता सुमिता घोष के हिस्से में आया था।
In 2006, I decided to set up a company which would help rural textile artists, the backbone of many Indian village economies. I wanted to start a business, but there was no money. I kept going to different banks, but each one dismissed my request because I could not show collateral. I've worked all my life supporting those living in villages and small towns. How do they expect me to present satisfactory collateral? I still didn't lose hope. My goal of helping the poor was not going to be hindered by these big banks. Instead of relying on them, I went directly to the weavers and artisans, inviting them to become shareholders by offering equity. About 1,000 artisans invested 1,000 rupees each, giving the company a seed fund of 10 lakhs. Although this was not much, it was more than enough to begin the journey of Rangasutra. There were challenges. It was difficult for artisans to become shareholders because they needed an Aadhaar card and a PAN number. It was also hard for artisans, especially the women, to reach the training center since it was quite far from their homes.
हो म्हणजे अवघड तर होती, पण असं म्हणतात ना, तू खुद को बदल
तभी तो ज़माना बदलेगा. That's why neither of us gave up. Always remember that all these problems are nothing when we truly want what we want. The artisans truly wanted this financial independence, and Rangasutra helped artisans, especially women artisans, from across rural India in earning a livelihood with dignity and excel as entrepreneurs, changing lives with textiles and innovation. क्यों सही कहा ना कमला जी?
हो खरंच म्हणलं. मला खूप खुशी होते हे जाणून की मला माझ्या कामाची योग्य किंमत भेटते. रंगसूत्राच्या आधी मला 1 महिन्याचे फक्त 200-300 भेटायचे इथल्या वेंडर्स बरोबर काम करून. आता मला दर महिन्यात 1,500 ते 3,000 तर नक्कीच भेटतात. हे जाणून खूप संतुष्ट वाटते मला.
और अब जागरूकता छाई है, लोगों के मन में बात ये आई है, संभाल कर रखना है इस कला के तोहफे को हमने। जैसे विमोर म्यूजियम ने एंटीक साड़ियों की प्रदर्शनी लगाई है।
Come one, come all. Welcome to the Vimod Museum of Living Textiles. Nestling in the bylanes of Xavier Layout, we see an old bungalow. To our left, Pavitra Muddaya, the founder of this museum, is busy showing visitors an antique sari. On the brilliant green border, elephants playfully run along. We carefully observe the weaving techniques. Stepping into the museum is a whole new world. There are shimmering saris behind glass, weaving looms scattered in corners, and blankets draped along the walls. Look! Pavitra points out the motifs of squirrels, date palms, aeroplanes, and gramophones that have found their way into these saris. Isn't that exciting? Each sari has a story to tell. Pavitra tells us Vimor was set up to preserve and showcase antique saris. They interact with weavers to recreate old patterns. They have also helped shepherds innovate and design new blankets. Anyone can drop by and learn how to weave. The museum has its roots in Pavitra's mother's work. She was the first manager of Kaveri Emporium and knew the master weavers of the south. She began collecting vintage temple saris that had once draped the gods. They started the Vimor shop in 1974, where they sold old saris and new ones too. Vimor rose in popularity and became an iconic shop, beloved by women across India. They even sold saris to Indira Gandhi and Sonia Gandhi. This indeed is a statement of true legacy.
देखो, समस्याओं का तूफान हर जगह पे छाया है, पर हिम्मत हारना क्या कभी हमें किसी ने सिखाया है? Empowerment and self-respect by providing work in Kritikala. Resilience, revival, and hope from Kalur. Project Yashasvi at Rescue. Innovation and dedication from Sumita's journey. So much to learn from stories just a few. तो क्यों मेरे दोस्त, इतनी पुरानी भी नहीं है ये कहानी, आज तक चलती आ रही है। बजाएं फिर से गाना।
Make sure you check out the show notes where we share the show resources and acknowledgements. And don't forget to subscribe or like our channel for future episodes.
You're listening to
आप सुन रहे हैं
You're listening to
ನೀವು ಕೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ ರೇಡಿಯೋ
Radio Azim Premji
ಯೂನಿವರ್ಸಿಟಿ